This is the Divimath GroundLink VRX, and this is our solution for both digital and analog ground station equipment. It's tripod mounted on the bottom and on the top, and what's cool about it is you can frequency hop wirelessly on your drone, both analog and digital video, in a split second. In addition to that capability, it has USB-C output and HDMI output that work simultaneously. So with the USB-C output, you can connect to a ground station computer running Mission Planner, or even to an Android tablet or an iPhone and run a phone app. And the latency is so low that you can actually pilot directly from your phone or from your computer screen over the USB link. It's also programmable through USB, so you can write your own software to change the channels and other settings on this, so that this can be remotely deployed and everything can be changed without having to interact with it. There is a nice OLED screen on it if you do want to change channels and change settings. But the main use case for this is to place it high up in the air, maybe 20 feet in the air on a pole, and just remotely control all of the things on it. This is an NDAA compliant digital and analog video receiver that has a built-in USB-C output so that you don't have to get an HDMI capture card. Everything is in one package. So we've got a built-in ELRS receiver. You can see right here, here's the antenna. And you can actually program it so that when I press a button on the radio, it will change the channel to match on the GroundLink. And then you do the same type of thing on the drone side, and that's how we can rapidly switch between channels wirelessly. So you can mount this up on a mast real high, have it really far away from the radio, and it will follow along and change channels instantly. So I'm going to change channels as I fly. So this is 1, now 2, and now 7. And we can hop between 1, 7, and it's a split second to change. And I'm also flying through the computer screen here, and the delay is low enough that I'm able to even fly through these gates. All right, so we're gonna fly an analog drone here. And I'm flying off the monitor here, off of the computer screen through USB-C. And here I'm gonna switch channels to channel 2 and now channel 7. And the GroundLink is following along instantly to change channels along with the video transmitter. Now this analog VTX is a little bit special. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, it can change channels extremely fast, all wirelessly. All right, so now we're gonna demonstrate using Mission Planner with a USB-C output direct into Mission Planner, and we're gonna fly this Ardupilot bird. 24.9 knots. Take off here. And I'm able to fly directly through our Mission Planner, which is a pretty nice experience. Now this works for our digital system, which is what you're seeing here, and it also works with our analog video transmitters. There's some settings in Ardupilot that you'll want to change for best results for on-screen display if you're using digital. And analog is just going to be typical analog stuff. All right, we need to come back because it is quite windy. So we can also connect to a phone or a tablet. So here is a Samsung Android phone. If I plug in, you'll get a prompt for what to open it up in. So I've got an Android phone here, and you can see I've got the USB video going directly into it. Just imagine that you don't have a goggle, you just have a phone or a tablet, and let's see, it is low enough delay to fly from. Here I'll just take off, looking down at the screen here, and just to prove that it is low enough delay to fly from, we'll go and kind of fly around some obstacles, and yeah, if the delay was too long, I wouldn't be able to do those kinds of things. So here we've got simultaneous output from GroundLink. We've got HDMI going to an HDMI monitor, and then USB-C going into a computer. And you can see that we can do both at the same time, and the delay is pretty comparable between a direct HDMI connection and a USB connection. And we can also connect the HDMI output of the GroundLink into the HDMI input of our goggle. Our goggle will also record the DVR of all the video coming off of the ground station. You can also use the GroundLink as an aerial relay system. So in this case, I've got the GroundLink strapped to the bottom of a drone. It's going to receive both analog and digital video through these antennas over here. And then spaced a little ways away, I have the HDMI output of the GroundLink connected to our HDMI transmitter. What this will do is you can receive, let's say on channel 1, and then retransmit that same signal on channel 8. And this gives you the ability to fly behind obstacles or fly a lot further range than you normally could. In addition to that, you can wirelessly change the channel on the GroundLink even when you're really far away from it, so that this is nice and versatile as both a ground station and an aerial relay. So here's the menu. First thing you do up and down is going to change your channel. So now we're going to go to 1. And then if you arrow over, the default setting is going to be auto for the RF mode. It's going to switch between analog and digital, whatever is available. Digital wide is going to be the standard digital. Digital narrow is going to be for long range 540p 60. And then you have analog only mode that's going to just lock into analog, and it's going to show static when the signal is lost. Arrowing over here, we've got a way to set a password so that you can have encrypted video between your digital system and the receiver. Here we've got HDMI output as 720p or 1080p, and you can turn the stretching on or off so that it will fill the screen or show it as a 4:3 ratio. Last option here is just a battery voltage readout for the connected battery powering the unit. Up top, we have a number of antennas. So you've actually got 4 antennas for the digital system and 1 antenna for the analog system. Now, our analog receiver, we like to say, is the most sensitive on the market, about 2 to 3 dB more sensitive than anyone else's. Due to that sensitivity, you're able to run a lower gain, wider field of view patch antenna and get the same performance that you would get out of something using a really high gain antenna. So you have analog and digital antennas all on here, and they share the same antenna plugins. On top here, I've got our optional Divimath Bandpass Filters. What these do is they only pass through frequencies that are in the 5 to 6 gigahertz range. This is important because oftentimes you'll put a very high power control link transmitter next to this video receiver. And what that'll do is it'll saturate the video receiver with 900 megahertz or 2.4 gigahertz radio frequency. So what these do is they knock that out, and you get a nice clean signal that's only in the 5 range. You'll notice up top here, I've got some antennas. These are actually goggle antennas that you have the ability to 3D print this free rail mount adapter, and then you can mount on some nice high quality antennas. Maybe you want to get even some higher gain antennas. This keeps the stress off of the sensitive SMA jacks and gives you a nice parallel mounting area. So we've got tripod mount holes on the bottom and on the top, as well as some additional M3 mounting hardware here that you can attach things like antennas to. It's designed so that you can lift this up really high. Let's say we have this mounted up, 20 feet in the air to get very good video reception. And then everything is controlled through the computer or through your phone remotely. So in the box, you get the GroundLink, of course, and then we have an accessory box, and inside we have a 3-meter USB-C 3.0 cable so that you can place this GroundLink nice and high up in the air and connect to it remotely, as well as a 3-meter XT60 to barrel plug for providing power for the GroundLink. And then lastly, there is a 2.4 gigahertz antenna for the wireless control operation of the GroundLink.